Back in November 2017, the highly anticipated Battlefront 2 was launched. The Swedish developers DICE were extremely boastful about the advancement of this game over its recent predecessor, the first Battlefront, which launched in 2015. The original Battlefront launched with only 4 planets and only showcased the original trilogy. The prequels were completely absent, and the sequel trilogy movies were yet to be released. Now, with Battlefront 2, this highly ambitious and colossal size of a game was aiming to contain content from all 3 movie trilogies, including the factions, vehicles, heroes, troopers, planets, and more. Also, Battlefront 2 promised to give us a brand new single-player campaign, which is official canon to the Star Wars lore. This campaign was to be told through the eyes of the Empire. This exciting 2-part series will cover the journey Battlefront 2 took during the course of its launch to where we are now in 2020. Grab yourselves a coffee, sit back and enjoy. This is the fall and rise of Star Wars Battlefront 2. Upon Battlefront 2's release, the game was met with strong opposition from both fans and critics. What were they unhappy about? Loot boxes. Battlefront 2 was released with a horrific progression system closely tied to pay-to-win mechanics. To put it simply, you could spend real-world money to buy unlocks within the game that gave you an advantage over other players. The consumers were outraged. One user made a comment on Reddit stating that he paid $80 for the game, yet he could not play as Darth Vader. EA responded to the user's complaint, saying the reason he could not use some of the locked characters despite buying the most expensive version of the game was because they want players to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. This response from EA became Reddit's most downvoted comment in Reddit history. I won't spend too long on this matter. In short, EA became a joke, with news outlets and YouTubers alike all reporting on this massive blunder by EA. EA was quick to respond and went into full damage control, firstly by removing all microtransactions from the game. This stopped players from purchasing upgrades. The only way to upgrade your troopers and classes was to now grind through the game. On top of that, EA reduced the in-game credit costs for unlocking some of the locked heroes and villains. This huge fiasco sent shockwaves across the entire gaming industry, prompting many developers to rethink their plans to add microtransactions or even paid for season passes in their game. We later saw franchises like Battlefield and Call of Duty abandon their entire season pass model in favor of a live gaming service. Moving on to December 2017, the pre-planned Last Jedi season began, bringing with it a much welcomed host of free additional content. This included a brand new planet, Crate, which to this day is still one of my favourite maps in the game. We also received 2 new heroes, Finn and Captain Phasma, a new space map, Dakar, for Starfighter Assault, 1 new hero ship, Tali Lintra, with her modified A-Wing, and weekly and daily challenges. Starting off the new year in January 2018, we got a new hero ship, Iden Versio's TIE Fighter. In February, we got a new limited time game mode, Jetpack Cargo. Moving on to March, we got something huge. DICE revamped Battlefront 2's progression system, removing the old system of relying on loot boxes, which as of this time could only be purchased with in-game credits. Now, players are able to level up each class and hero individually, simply by playing with that class or hero. Each time you level up, you unlock a skill point. With that skill point, it can be spent on unlocking or upgrading your star cards. For players still unaware, star cards are passive or new abilities which you can equip to all your classes and heroes. This lets you personalize your playstyle and lets you fight in ways that are suitable and convenient to you. On top of that, a new map from Battlefront 2015 was ported over to Battlefront 2, Bespin. Moving on to April 2018, we got two unexpected updates. The large customization update for the original and sequel trilogy, along with a brand new mode, Ewok Hunt, which turned into an instant fan favourite. We are now approaching May 2018, a whole 5 months after the Last Jedi season, and still no word on prequel content or the rumoured General Grievous who was spotted in the game files. In addition to that, the community has been craving for a conquest-style game mode where we can capture command posts spread throughout the map. This would be the polar opposite to the current flagship game mode, Galactic Assault, which is more linear in nature. We are now in May 2018. The Star Wars movie Solo was due to release at the end of the month. Personally, I found Solo to be much more entertaining than The Last Jedi. Naturally, as a movie is being released, there will be a large update for the game. The Solo season was spread across 2 updates. The first update, which was released towards the end of May, brought a new map ported from the first Battlefront, Jabba's Palace. We also got a new game mode, Hero Showdown. Hero Showdown is a 2 vs 2 elimination type game mode. The second update, which arrived on June 12th, came with a new planet, Kessel, inspired by the Solo movie. We also got our first legendary tier skins, 5 in fact, 2 of which were for Han and 2 for Lando. These were their solo appearances, which drastically changed their look and voices. A new hero ship was added, Lando and L3's Millennium Falcon. And finally, an old fan favourite game mode, Extraction, made its way to Battlefront 2. However, this only featured on Jabba's Palace and Kessel. To this day, this mode received no additional support. But wait, that's not all. This June, as every year, E3 was taking place, and it was undoubtedly the most exciting moment for Battlefront fans. An announcement that was almost a whole year in the making. Battlefront 2 will be releasing a Clone Wars season. Dennis Branville, design director of the game, took to the stage to personally give the world this announcement. Moving on to July 2018, we got the Hero Starfighters mode, a 4 vs 4 PvP mode with hero ships. In August 2018, we received the first wave of prequel trilogy content. September gave us the squad system, being able to play in teams of 4 and being able to spawn on your squad, provided they are not under fire. We also received additional clone legions, the 91st and 104th Wolfpack Battalion. We are now approaching the eve of the Clone Wars season, and unfortunately, Part 1 will end here. In Part 2, we will cover the most vital time period of Battlefront 2's lifespan, the long-awaited Clone Wars season, which will spread as far as September 2019. A season that will single-handedly redeem its past mistakes and put it on the right track.
We have located a hidden cache here on Felucia.
And that concludes part 1 of the fall and rise of Star Wars Battlefront 2. If you like this video, press the like button, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. See you on the Battlefront. Recording. Hello there. Welcome to the fall and rise of Battlefront 2. Is it? How is this, babe? Am I looking at the camera this time?
Yeah. Here, yeah. Look.